YouTube, it's your boy YvngAjay back with another banger, man. As I can read by today's title, we are about to react to the deadly war in Northwest London, HRB versus SSK. And in the thumbnail, I see my boy Fredo, man. You already know the deal, Fredo. Hold on, let me make sure it was, yep, that's Fredo for sure. But look, man, y'all told us to react to more documentaries, so we are, man. Finna get straight into it. Make sure I like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, man. You already know the deal. See what they talking about, man. Gonna learn something new today.
22. Nowhere in London has been more popping than Northwest and West London. Probably the three most popping artists in London right now are coming out of West London, being Digger D, Central C and Fredo. And Northwest London recently has got a sudden burst of rappers coming from that side of the city who are definitely looking to be in that list soon. But a big reason due to the big spotlight on that side of London is due to what's happening on the streets. Recently, Northwest London has been a war zone from Camden to Kensington to Brent, but today we'll be getting into a feud between two estates that are so close together that you can literally cross territories in a 2-minute drive. Damn. Let's get into this video.
That's how this is.
That's like Old Block 63.
Guys, before I get into this video, I want all you guys to check out my song of the week from an artist I've been tapped in.
Fuck him.
Be at the songs I wrote to the most. So let's take it back to the 2000s when Northwest London was in the peak of one of the most deadly gang wars in London history between two neighbouring areas called Stonebridge and Church Road, and this war literally consumed the whole borough of Brent. During the 2000s, different estates inside and even outside of Brent would pick sides between Stonebridge and Church Road, leaving family and friends divided between the estates they live on. In this time period, the crime got so bad in Stonebridge specifically, the UK government had to evacuate residents of the Stonebridge estate, knock down its flats, and rebuild the area with new modern homes and apartments. But many residents of the Stonebridge estate
kicking people out their houses and shit. Then man, that's fucked up.
That's what starts the beef. Literally, that's what starts the beef.
Only less than 15 minutes away to an estate called South Kilburn, an area nearly if not as bad as Stonebridge. South Kilburn started inheriting the beef between.
Damn, hold on.
Area nearly if
was
not
this
as
part
bad.
In one of Digger D videos? It looked familiar as shit.
Dude, look at
Stonebridge. South Kilburn started inheriting the beef between Stonebridge and Church Road. And just how South Kilburn inherited Stonebridge's beef, other estates started linking up with Church Road. One specifically being an estate less than 3 minutes from South Kilburn called Mozart Estate. Mozart Estate had been having some back and forth issues with South Kilburn at the time, but it wasn't always like this. South Kilburn and Mozart Estate used to be on good terms back in the day, with both estates literally being minutes in walking distance. A lot of kids from both Mozart and South Kilburn went to school with each other, played with each other growing up, and even made money together. But that last thing was a big reason to do with their issues. Around the early 2000s, Northwest London was a popular spot for crack cocaine users, with Mozart Estate being dubbed Crack City, and South Kilburn being a known spot for drug dealing activity. But with both estates being so close together, while both heavy in the drug game, spouts of money issues and jealousy started destroying the relationship between both areas. As time went by, situations started popping off between the two, and stuff started getting more serious. Around these times in the late 2000s to early 2010s, Northwest and West London was a very dangerous place. Back and forth shootings were occurring, with most of the surrounding areas being divided. These times, gangs in Northwest were starting to heavily rep colours, with South Kilburn's side allied with a few other gangs in the area, including Stonebridge, were wearing blue bandanas and flags, while Mozart's gang HRB and a couple other estates were repping red colours. The war was now turning into a London version of Bloods and Crips. Colours were starting to be a big issue in the area, turning into a London version of Bloods and Crips.
Is that?
That's this Fredo right there.
Yeah, that
was starting to be a big issue in the area, that people were starting to get attacked, literally just for wearing the wrong colour at the wrong place. English football player Raheem Sterling even talked about how he was living in the area at the time. Sterling lived on an estate called the St. Raph's Estate during his time, an estate linked to the Mozart Estate, an area which was Bloods. But Sterling at the time was playing for the QPR youth team, who plays with a blue top. So even he said while he was leaving his house and returning from training or games, was, he would have to wear a hoodie or a jumper over his kit because he couldn't wear blue in his area. In the early 2010s, both sides started to be more active in the music scene. A rapper from Stonebridge called K. Cole was already making some serious noise on the scene, even being one of the biggest rappers coming out of London in the late 2000s. A couple South Kilburn members started jumping on music as well, called Cowboy and Justo, dropping a few videos like one called It Ain't a Secret back in 2011. Not long after this release, a rapper from the HRB side dropped a remix to the song using the same beat, title and flow of the song called It Ain't a Secret, and this song blew up, really shining a big spotlight on the rapper Boss Belly and his gang HRB. Then on June the 6th, 2011, another HRB rapper called Ratlin dropped probably one of the biggest UK rap songs to come out that year, with his song called Messiah, which everyone all around London was bumping at the time, and HRB was really starting to become talk of the town in West London. But behind the music, the war on the streets was as bad as ever. In mid-September of 2011, there were several reports in a few days of back and forth situations happening on both Mozart estate in South Kilburn. Someone was believed to have been chased in South Kilburn. Next day, 3 suspected members of the South Kilburn gang rode their bicycles to Mozart estate. When they got there, they saw a crowd of boys and girls gathered around the estate. One of the members got off his bike, walked towards the crowd with a shotgun and let off one shot into the crowd. But this shot didn't hit anyone the gunman probably wanted it to hit, with it hitting an 18-year-old girl who was holding their 11-month-old baby. Luckily, nobody died from the shooting, but after this, police really started to increase policing in the region, and with more back and forth violence between the two sides, the main suspects started getting arrested, and the Mozart to South Kilburn border started getting a little bit more quieter on the streets and music. HRB's main rapper, Boss Belly, was having some in-house disputes with another member of HRB, which ultimately turned a few main members against him, which resulted in a period of a few years with no real popping music from both South Kilburn and HRB, until late 2015, when the music sound in London started to switch up to more trap-like music. This was when one South Kilburn rapper called Cowboy, now known as Cbiz, really started taking off, dropping his most legendary song called The Game's Mine. Younger South Kilburn members also started dropping tunes as well that started doing serious numbers, especially one rapper called Emilo, who really started making some noise on the scene. But on the other side, in 2016, the HRB member would drop one of the biggest songs to come out in UK rap history. A rapper called Fredo dropped his first song called Day in 100, and this song from the gate.
That bitch went down.
Fredo was arrested in jail, but soon would be released. And when he was released, he started dropping hit after hit. Same thing for Cbiz. He was starting to get more and more popular.
That shit low key be making music lit when you and your op going like back at it, cause everybody got the eyes on y'all type shit.
Nah, yeah.
Like for example, like K-Flock and D-Thing, or like Chief Keef and like FBG ducking them when they was going at it, like that makes the beat go up when both y'all ops is going dumb.
Yep.
Okay.
Same thing for Cbiz. He was starting to get more and more popular, but it wouldn't be long before Cbiz would be stopped on his tracks. It was March 9th,
always one person that gets stopped
when this video was posted all over
and that takes the other person to the next level.
Told man don't be comparing man to these dabbling ass rappers, B. Tell your guy come get yo. This is the old version again. This ain't a new clip. Man's like, come get that beat. It's only 50 seconds, man.
Just shortly before this video was took, it was alleged that members from a gang allied with HRB from a nearby area called Church Road had robbed Cbiz's jewelry from him. This video was going viral at the time, but no one expected how quick and deadly the response was.
They go crazy for their clubs out there.
Only a few hours after this video dropped, a couple unidentified people pulled up on Church Road looking for revenge. At the time, there just happened to be a crowd outside the area. This is when a gunman jumped out and sprayed an automatic machine gun into the crowd before jumping back in the vehicle and driving away. Sadly, this proved to be a deadly attack, but what makes it even sadder is the person that was killed was a complete innocent bystander who had nothing to do with any of this. Cbiz alongside a few other people from South Kilburn were arrested for the murder, with Cbiz eventually even getting charged for the killing, and he went on trial for it. But Cbiz alongside his co-defendant.
Listen, in Stonefire.
defendant actually ended up beating the case due to lack of evidence. And when Cbiz came out, he started making big noise on the scene again, dropping a fresh home song and another song called Buzz, dissing Big Church Road rapper Nines. Fredo was also locked up at the start of 2017, but was later released after he beat his case. And when Fredo came out, he dropped one of his biggest hits yet, with a song called Like That, clearing tens of millions of views, which even started bringing American attention to the rapper. But what a lot of people didn't know was less than a month before this drop, yet again another tragedy occurred due to the feud of HRB and South Kilburn. It was May 26, 2017, around 9 PM, when two masked up men rode pedals from HRB's block, the Mozart estate, to South Kilburn. It was a hot day, so a lot of people were out on the South Kilburn estate that day. There were around 20 kids playing in the park, and boys and girls were enjoying the nice weather, and everything was looking like a standard summer's day, until two men on pedal bikes came through and started shooting shots into the group of boys. The group of boys dispersed after the shots, and luckily none of them were injured, but sadly one bullet bounced off a wall on the estate, which hit a 20-year-old girl in the back, sadly killing her literally in front of herds of kids playing in the park.
It's like they do hits for no reason.
A few HRB members got arrested for this murder, with two young boys being charged, but ultimately the case got dropped.
If you're not gonna hit the right person, you might as well not even do that shit, bro.
They just be trying to send a message, but they don't send them. Like they just look dumb.
Cool, yeah,
for this murder, with two young boys being charged, but ultimately the case got dropped due to lack of evidence. Around these times was when another gang in West London,
they always be masked up, so it really be hard to choose.
As well. 2017 started seeing a big rise in drill music, creating new artists and also killing a lot of the older artists who couldn't adapt to the new scene. This was when a West London group called 1011 really started to make a name for themselves, dropping banger after banger, especially one of their rappers called Digger D. 1011 are from an area called Ladbroke Grove, which is around 5 minutes away from HRB's block, the Mozart estate. Both areas have had issues with each other for a long time, with 1011 being linked to the blue side of this divide, with South Kilburn and Stonebridge. And in 2017, 1011 and HRB were really getting into it. And 2017 also proved to be a very hostile year in West London. But in the last couple years, the beef has only got worse and worse. On the 15th of July 2020, a young man who was affiliated to HRB was stabbed to death early in the morning. The person stabbed was close to a few members of HRB, so HRB members weren't happy about this, especially one member called Billy the Kid. And the day after Billy's friend's death, allegedly he was out for revenge with a few other members from a nearby estate called St. Ralph's. CCTV footage tracked Billy and his friends ride from a stolen car
CCTV
a rival area of
I heard
the
that shit is
Stonebridge
everywhere.
estate. Once they
That's even
arrived,
out here.
They drove near a group of boys and let off some shots.
I
But the
do
group
see
of
some,
boys
yeah.
that they were shooting also
See some
started
almost like a
shooting
pole.
back,
Yeah.
which resulted in two shots hitting Billy in the back and another person in the car being hit in his leg. The person who was shot in the leg thankfully managed to make it to hospital, where he was treated and recovered. But unfortunately, Billy wasn't that lucky, and he ended up losing his life to the wounds. The shooter of Billy was never found, and the craziest thing about this, with 3 of Billy's friends being sentenced to life for his murder. The judge's rationale for this was that if Billy's friends never shot at the group, then the group wouldn't have shot back.
That's crazy.
Separately,
That's
I wanna
crazy.
know what everyone thinks
They
of
didn't do. They basically got convicted for their friend's murder because basically they were a part of a shootout. Damn. That's crazy as hell.
group, then the group wouldn't have shot back and killed
I know, he
Billy.
looked dumb as hell.
Separately, I want to know what everyone thinks of this decision in the comment section, because a lot of people
United
disagree
Kingdom's
with his
fucked up.
verdict. And me personally, I don't really agree with
Me
somebody being convicted for a murder they didn't actually commit. And I'm guessing Billy's friends will appeal this decision. A month after the murder of Billy, sadly another life was lost in the back and forth feud. It was the early hours of August 12th, and a affiliate of South Kilburn called Gucci was outside his house in Kilburn. But what he didn't know was a stolen Jaguar was circling his estate. Before he knew it, the members inside the Jaguar...
See, just look how all they buildings set up, bro. You gotta watch out, cause this is like, it's so many people around that bitch, cause it's too many buildings.
Tower and shot him multiple times. Paramedics were called to his house in an attempt to save him, but sadly...
Hey, what it sound like is that like CGM be stepping on shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like these last two documentaries we saw, like they ops is getting popped at, like literally.
That is crazy, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
That shit is wild, bro.
Nigga D, please be safe, cause y'all niggas probably be on that for real. I ain't gonna lie.
times. Paramedics were called to his house in an attempt to save him, but sadly a shot to his chest killed him, adding another senseless murder to this out-of-control feud. A couple months later, HRB rapper Fredo dropped an emotional song dedicated to Billy, which was his first song he posted after the death of Billy. Now we're in 2022, and it looks like this feud has no signs of dying down anytime soon, with two back-to-back high-profile deaths recently, which have shocked the whole city. One including the oldest brother of a big HRB rapper called Little Dots. It was early in the morning on July the 19th when a HRB member called Wu was outside a block of flats in Queen's Park, West London, when a gunman randomly pulled up and started firing shots. One of these shots ended up hitting Wu in the heart. Paramedics were called to the scene, but before they could get there, Wu's friend drove him to a nearby hospital where he was treated. But sadly, the treatment wasn't enough, and he ended up passing away in hospital. A month later, in a similar situation, a rapper from the South Kilburn side called M-Lo was shot to death on Kensington High Street at 2 in the morning. M-Lo was a real UK rapping legend, being a big pioneer in the trap music in London, alongside other South Kilburn members like Cbiz and F1 back in 2016. So it's sad to see how this feud ended up taking his life. Hopefully we start to see this
that's why it feels,
down.
no matter how old you get, that beef ain't over.
And it's like they getting caught chilling or something.
Yeah, bro, it's because they be thinking they be good. That's
like
the thing, they stay paranoid, for real.
No cap.
To see how this feud ended
that shit
up
crazy. UK is crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
Hopefully we start to see this feud slowing down a bit. But with fresh situations going on constantly in northwest London, it's becoming more and more unlikely. But until then, hopefully everyone stays safe. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
Peace out. Hey, this is a good one. 2 for 2.
That was crazy, bro. Damn, bro.
Yeah, UK is fucking crazy. It's like the way they catch their ops is like, it's either like a mass shooting, like they just shoot at niggas.
Yeah.
Or it's never like one-on-one. They don't, like in Chicago, like they be catching, like FBG Duck situation. It's a target and they execute that target, you feel me? Every time. They get the drop and everything.
And there's most likely a lot of niggas around type shit too, cause you know, the way they build it, it's all apartment buildings.
Yeah, they just going to the hood. Whatever op they catch, that's what they hitting type shit. That's what they looking at. They gonna hit somebody.
And just picturing it, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's like, I don't know. I feel like niggas can blend in kinda, bro.
Yeah,
like
so you could be anybody.
Yeah, it's so
you could be around Fredo height or Digga D or Central C height. They gonna assume you him because you got the same height. Y'all dress the same. All these niggas dress the same. Bro. So you never know who you killing.
That shit crazy, man. Hey, this is interesting though. No cap.
Yeah, we're gonna do more of these for sure.
Facts. But look, man, this ended the reaction, man. Make sure I like, comment, share, subscribe.
CGM, free Digga D. Fuck Fredo. Fuck all them ups.